course, that's where most of the designs have come from. We've designed the majority of them, but in this case, since you want a custom one, and I am the Pokeball designer, we can actively make you a custom Pokeball for your liking. Obviously, that takes a couple steps. Walk through first. I'll design it here. I'll show you about the process. I'll show you how it's done, and then afterwards, we'll kind of go over options, and then we'll get to the actual process. How does that sound? Good idea? Yeah, perfect. Well, if you, my question is, have you ever had a custom designed Pokeball before? And if you have, what kind? If you haven't, well, why not? It's the best. It's the absolute best. We can even give it effects for when you catch your Pokemon. Yeah, well, we're gonna need a few things. First, we'll do the writing portion, like I said, and then we'll get some gloves, and we'll deal with the actual material, okay? Alright. So, let's go over the process. We currently have 3 options for the stock, and that's interesting. But the step 1 is disassembling a standard ball. So you have them, they kind of look like this, right? That's what they look like, and we have to take apart each piece, okay? The second step is deciding the top piece. So that's the top piece. So we have to choose that before we choose anything. Okay. 3 requires deciding on a bottom piece. Okay. And that's like this piece right here. Okay. That's the next piece. And then the last step here is assembling. Now, assembling has several other components. It's effects, and then it's also like mechanical assembling. Okay, so it requires some tools. So ultimately, when we put it together, it should have this piece coming down and this piece coming up, and they connect to form the new. Oh, please, I apologize for my drawing. It's not my forte, but designing this custom Pokeball for you is. So, now that we have this, we'll keep this off to the side so that you can reference it when we go through the process. I need to get some gloves on before we deal with the materials, okay? Let's get those. Alright, our gloves are on, and now we are ready to deal with your actual design. Let's do it. So, we have a few options. We have the pieces from the Quick Ball. Right. Beautiful golden ridges through this. Beautiful blue as well. Look at that. It's quite a gorgeous ball. Right. Consider pieces from this one. Okay. We'll do that. Let's take a look at the next ball. Next, we have this beautiful premium stock Pokeball here. As you can see, it's got a nice red rim at the top and a golden piece that forms part of the top piece, not the bottom piece, I believe. It's pretty standard around. Yeah. You like the bottom on this one? I think a lot of people do. Okay. You might want to use this. Okay, well yeah, we could probably do that for sure. We could definitely do that. Let's hold on to this then. And last, we have our normal Pokeball. classic look. Okay, so top. Okay, I think I see your vision here. We're gonna have to name it too, but okay, let's do that then. Okay, let's start with the first cleaning, and it's easier to do the cleaning for the outside when the ball is completely formed. Okay, so first things first. Nice. Look at that. Nice and polished. That's looking good. Perfect. Okay, and you said the bottom part of the black one. Okay. Look at that. Bottom part of the black one. This one. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Might have to polish that red one again. Kinda got a bit of the spray. Nice. Very nice. Look at that shine. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? Perfect. Calm down now. Let's just make sure. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna do the insides next, but we're gonna disassemble first. Alright. First, we need our tools for this. An electronic screwdriver, your best friend when working with these. You see, it's a great functioning resource. You press this button, and it turns on with a little light up here. Very useful. Luckily, we don't need to necessarily turn this on. Now, these balls use a very premium set, but they often, as you can see, it's actually the one that's taken up the most air. It's usually this one, but if you look, there's a whole bunch, just in case they change those down the line. Right? There's just such a different offering of pieces here. Just so many different screws to use. Okay. So, with that there, we need to take this off. Protective piece. And then we need to put that in. Almost got the gloves stuck. Perfect. Let's move these off to the side. Alright. Let me take this apart here. Alright. Seems to be good. Nice, okay. Perfect. This keeps rolling, you know what? It's better if I put it there. And that should take it off here. Hold on. There it is. Some of that liquid got there, as you can see. There we are. We can get rid of that piece. We won't be using it. And now, I'll give this a wipe as well. We have our top piece and the inside. And perfect. Some of rest of them. Okay, so we now just need to clean the insides of these. I'm going to move this off to the side. At this point, we've decided the top, we've decided the bottom. It's assembling. That is the effects and the mechanical assembly. Now we need to clean first, though. Cleaning is imperative for these custom Pokeballs. Perfect. Very important to make sure you get in there and clean, okay? A Pokemon's going to be living in here, so it needs to be in the best shape before it's assembled. Just get those remnants off. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Wow. Perfect. Now for the top piece. That's done. Yeah, it looks like we got ourselves a little puddle in there. That's fine though. Make sure you get all those edges and corners, especially in here. There's a ridge up here that we need to make sure that we how's that? Pretty good. Let's make sure we get the parts we couldn't hit earlier. Then just a quick repolishing of the top. There we go. Oopsies. There we go. There we go. Does not look good. I think it does. So, we have our two pieces now. We're going to assemble it in a moment. We need to add the effects. Now, the effects are actually programmed into the button, okay? Now, what I need to do is actually a little complicated. If you don't mind, I need to get the wireless transmitter and sync the two things. This takes a second. Give it a moment. What it's doing right now is it's sensing the wireless connection. So hold on. Three, two, one. I think it's good. Okay, perfect. So, I'm thinking for this design, we have kind of like a black shadow, and then this Pokeball works really good on Dark-type Pokemon, Ghost Pokemon, and maybe Psychic type. What do you think? Yeah? You like that idea? Okay, well, why don't we do that then? Let's program this in. These effects. I think we've programmed it. One more thing. Okay, perfect. I think we're good. And now it's a matter of putting it together. So, we have our two pieces now, as you can see. And if we look here, we have to assemble them. So that's just slowly. We'll screw it in once the pieces are placed. this isn't permanently fixed in place yet. We need to do the screws. Nice. Let's do the back. There we go. That's good. Perfect. All right. It's looking great. Look at that. My question to you is, what should we name it? I was thinking a shadow dusk ball, or a shadow ball, like the Pokemon move, or perhaps we could call it the cloak of darkness ball, the cloak ball. Why don't you guys come up with a couple names for your custom Pokeball? All right, we have to talk about price. Let me pull that up. Put that right. There we go. Price. So considering the cost of a regular Pokeball and the components of the premium ball, which was yeah, okay, but then the service fee, yeah. Oh, and then, yes, cleaning cost. Yeah, oh, and my time. Oh, and then my attention. We have to time that in too. Yeah, okay. So I don't even know what this number is, but this is your final price. It's this much in Poké dollars, alright? I think that's looking like 155 gazillion in Poké dollars. So how would you like to pay? Can I take it out of your PC, or what's the... No, I don't do any down payments or loans. Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna have to be paid right now, or I'm gonna have to disassemble this. Oh, you can't afford it. Alright, well, I'm gonna be taking your custom Pokeball, and of course I'm joking. The fee is not that much. The fee is only 25,000. I caught you there, didn't I? Yeah, well, good doing business with you. This is yours. Go ahead and take it. Perfect. Yeah, there are some people out there that will charge astronomical amounts of money. But we don't do that here. We're quite normal. But yes, thank you for coming by this Pokemart. We hope to see you soon. Bye now.